I'm not too much comfortable in English, so please bear with my English. Even though I wrote paper in English, I will speak in both. So, paper is on Sikh epistemology. Basically, when we speak about any philosophy, the main central idea centers in some, especially this is a religion, and religious philosophy depends or centralized or pivot point is some mantra or something like Tattvamasi or four Mahavakyas in Hinduism and all. So the Sikhism is basically main mantra is Ek Omkar, Satnam, Karta Purukh, Nirbhav, Nirvay, Akar Murat, Ajoni, Sai Baba, Guru Prasad. This is the base of the Sikh philosophy and thus the base of the epistemology also. First of all, I want to discuss about some things. What is epistemology? So, epistemology in general deals with the study of nature and scope of knowledge and justified belief. It analyzes the nature of knowledge. It considers how it relates to similar notions such as truth, belief, and justification. The kind of knowledge usually discussed in epistemology is proportional knowledge, knowledge that as opposed to knowledge how. For example, the knowledge that 2 plus 2 equals to 4 as opposed to the knowledge of how to go about adding two numbers. Epistemology asks questions. Epistemology asks questions like this: what is knowledge? How knowledge acquired? What does people know? What are the necessary and sufficient conditions of knowledge? What is the structure and what are the limits? What makes justified belief justified? How we are understanding the concept of justification? Is justification internal or external to one's own mind, etc.? Considering this information about epistemology, we can sort it into two broader categories. First is, we must determine the nature of knowledge. That is to say, what does it mean to say that someone knows or fails to know something? This is the first category. By asking this question, we are making inquiry about what knowledge is and distinguishing the difference between cases in which someone knows something and cases in which someone does not know something. The second thing is, we must determine the extent of human knowledge. In other words, it is as human how much we do or can we know. This is the basic question. How can we use our reason, our senses, our testimony of others and other sources to attain knowledge? Are there limits to what we can know, or is there something unknowable? Is it possible that we do not know nearly as much as we think we do? First category deals with general sense of and meaning of epistemology, and second category somehow leads to religious epistemology, which we will consider in this article, in this paper. Religious epistemology as a broader label covers any approaches to epistemological questions from a religious perspective or attempts to understand the epistemological issues that come from religious belief. Online Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy defines religious epistemology as it is the study of religious belief can have or fail to have some form of positive epistemological status such as knowledge, justification, rationality, etc. and whether they even need such status of appropriate to their kind. The point of difference in general epistemology and religious epistemology is it is not just concerned with only knowledge, the concept of knowledge, but the concept of knowledge as spiritual wisdom or jnana or gyan in Hindi gyan, or about knowledge of ultimate reality. or the concept of God. Therefore, here in religious epistemology, the meaning and definition of knowledge commute with God realization or self-realization. Discussion starts in religious philosophy with direct question: what is spiritual knowledge? How it is gained? What are means of gaining spiritual knowledge? Is belief in God or ultimate reality is rational? Or people who object by saying no, means if they are saying that there is no existence of God, then this is based on the lack of evidences according to them. But people who say yes can be divided into further two categories, two parts, two kinds. Those who claim there are sufficient evidences, and those who claim that there is no need of any evidences. In this way, such questions and queries make foundation of religious epistemology. Let us start with answering this question to investigate Sikh epistemology. Since the topic of this article is Sikh epistemology and not general epistemology, it will deal with something related to Sikh faith and beliefs, and that the way of evaluating Sikhism as a school of philosophy and religious belief system, which is also called as Sant Mat. Because whatever I am saying in about Sikhism, it is same in Sant Mat also. Sant Mat in Bhakti movement, many sons said the same thing, and Guru Granth Sahib is also a collection of the banis of sons. So this is the Sant Mat. Particularly in this article, okay, Sikhism as a religion founded in India and an Indian religious school of philosophy, we should consider our base of epistemological discussion on Indian religious epistemology. Making distinction in Western and Indian religious philosophy is because there is a basic difference between Western concept of religion and concept of God, particularly about existence of God, and points and arguments to prove existence or denying the existence of God. In Indian philosophy, we have Nyaya system of philosophy, which is used as a tool to overcome problem of language, repetition and understanding in debate or arguments. Nyaya provides a systematic structure for establishing any kind of theory with logical argument and proper way of developing a thought or a philosophy. In this article, we will consider basic structure of Sikh epistemology on Nyaya system. Indian epistemology proves religious belief in very different fashion than that of Western philosophers. Even though some sources of knowledge are common in both systems, for example, perception, intuition, testimony are few of them, but the way of using, interpreting and defining these sources of knowledge are different. Let us consider in the case of testimony. Western philosophy defines it as the intentional transfer of a belief from one person to another. The transfer can be verbal, written or signal in some way. It further adds that the recent literature on epistemology of testimony that specifically focuses on two key issues. First, whether testimonial knowledge can be acquired only by being transmitted from speaker to hearer, and second, whether a hearer must have positive reasons to justifiably accept a speaker's testimony. The same source of knowledge in Indian philosophy is known as Shabda Praman. Tarka Sangraha of Anand Bhatta, the famous textbook of Nyaya, explains verbal testimony as it is a sentence spoken by a trustworthy person. Aptavakya, Shabda. And a trustworthy person is one who speaks the things as they exist in reality. यथार्थ वक्तः आप्तः. Another meaning of testimony is those philosophy which accepts the authority of Vedas or which are Astika Darshana. And thus then for them Veda Vakya becomes Shabda Pranama. This is the fundamental difference between Indian and Western philosophy. Indians wanted to use knowledge into their day-to-day life. Particularly why I am pointing out this thing, Mimamsaka, for Mimamsakas, Shabda Pramana is the first Pramana, not the Pratyaksha. So therefore, why it is? Because they want to use for Karmakand and for interpreting Veda Vakyas. And therefore Shabda Pramana is more important than Pratyaksha for Mimamsaka. So Indians want to use their day-to-day life. It is not just intellectual exercise for Indian. In short, after distinguishing epistemology in general and religious epistemology and pointing out major issues in Indian way of considering sources of knowledge than that of Western philosophy considers, we will proceed with sixth epistemology in the light of Indian religious epistemological understanding. It is an ancient inquiry in Indian philosophical systems that what is that by knowing it alone, all other things can be known. An answer is given like it is that the ultimate element. Tat, Param Tat. Shvetaketu goes and asks, Shvetaketu's father asks, Aruni, that what is that by which I come to know, if I know that thing, then other things also I will come to know. That is Param Tat. If once you know it, you are a knowledgeable person. In Indian philosophy and religion, synonyms for knowledge is Jnana, Jnana in Prakrit, Jnana, Jnana, Jnana in Sikhism, Jnana. And the idea of Jnana centers on cognitive event which is recognized when experienced. It is knowledge inseparable from the total experience of reality, especially a total or divine reality, that is Brahman. In the same way in Santmat, eventually in Sikhism, we can find that there are questions on what is knowledge, words used for knowledge in Sri Guru Granth Sahib is Jnana, Akil, Mati, Buddhi, and are translated into English is as knowledge or wisdom, etc. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says everyone talk about spiritual wisdom and spiritual knowledge. Talking, they argue and suffer. No one can stop talking and discussing it. Without being imbued with the subtle essence, there is no liberation. Spiritual wisdom and meditation all come from Guru. And then Guru defines knowledge or wisdom like this. Wisdom which leads to argument is not called wisdom. Wisdom leads us to serve our Lord and Master. Through wisdom, honor is obtained. Wisdom does not come by reading textbooks. Wisdom inspires us to give charity, says Nanak. This is the path. Other things leads to Satan. So they are making clear-cut distinction between worldly knowledge and wisdom in spiritual knowledge, Jnana in spiritual knowledge. That Jnana which leads us to the honor, which leads us to the peace, which leads us to the master, to serve the world. This is the basic. The textbooks or scholars or pandits are not wise or knowledgeable person in Santmat. Guru tells us how it is superior to have spiritual knowledge among all other mundane knowledge. He says, Sagal Tatmahi Tatu Jnanu. सब तत्वों में तत्व ज्ञान ही सर्वश्रेष्ठ है. उसको जानने से ही आप सबको जान सकते हैं. Among these essence, this is the essence of spiritual wisdom. Now, nature of knowledge in Sikhism. Knowledge is of two kinds, as we discussed. One is worldly knowledge and other is spiritual knowledge or spiritual wisdom. In case of worldly knowledge, Guru says again and again we hear and tell stories, we read and write and understand lots of knowledge, but still desire increases day and night, and disease of ego fills us with corruption. In other words, it means that the worldly knowledge increases our desires and ego. It fills us with corruption. So this is basic thing, means we should know in Nyaya also when we are talking about knowledge, that knowledge is different. In Western philosophy we are talking about knowledge, that is also different, and in Sant Mat it is totally different. Knowledge does not mean the worldly knowledge. Then Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, even if someone has hundreds and thousands of clever mental tricks and the love and company of hundreds and thousands of people, still without sadh sangat, the company of folly, he will not feel satisfied. Without the Naam, all suffer in sorrow. So again it points out that Naam is the Sar, Shabad is the Sar, and knowledge of Shabad or knowledge of Naam is the real knowledge. It means that clever tricks and knowledge other than spiritual knowledge is never able to give peace or satisfaction. The worldly knowledge is the knowledge obtained by five sense organs with the help of mind. Guru says the mind is king of the city of body. The five sources of knowledge dwell within it. This does not mean that one should renounce the world and just keep seeking spiritual wisdom. This is the another important main point in Sant Mat, especially in Sikhism. That one should not renounce, okay, no use of worldly knowledge, why should I go for that? So according to Sikhism, the world is real. World is real. It is created and manifested by God. Guru says, you are all powerful to act and inspire all to act. You speak through each and every heart. You means that God. God, you are all powerful. You are, because of you we are acting. You are dwell. सब घट मेरी साइया सुनी सेज न कोई, बलिहारी वहाँ घट की जहाँ घट परगट होय. संत कबीर says this. कोई घट सुना नहीं है, सब में तेरी, मेरा साईं सब में विराजमान है. That means if I really love my God, I should serve all beings, all beings. Nothing, कुछ भी बाकी नहीं रह जाता, फिर उससे कुछ बाकी नहीं रह जाता. In Sikhism, which means creator resides in its creation. By serving world, we are serving its creator, and therefore service or seva to needy has great importance in Sikhism. And we really experience when we visit Gurudwaras, we really experience these things, and they follow this very seriously. Very बहुत अच्छे से Sikhism ये follow करते हैं. In Sikhism, it is very clear line of distinction among worldly knowledge and spiritual knowledge, and spiritual actions and practices, and inwarded inner journey of spiritual wisdom. Now, after stating distinction between worldly knowledge and spiritual wisdom, Guru also explains what is actually mean by spiritual wisdom. Spiritual wisdom is not outwarded ritual performing, outwarded. This is there. There are many citations can be given from Sri Guru Granth Sahib that even if one is big scholar having knowledge of all sciences, many faculties, but still without spiritual wisdom, surrender to true God, true Guru, and service to needy, all knowledge is worthless. Spiritual knowledge does not compasses outwardly performance of rituals, worship, but it is journey to our inner world. Guru says endless spiritual wisdom, endless meditation, endless chant, intense meditation, and then go on. Then last he say, O Nanak, serving the infinite divine Lord, one earns all rewards and merits of performing 6 rituals, fast, worship, servicing, pilgrimages to sacred rivers and journey to sacred streams. Performing rituals, fast or worshipping or visiting pilgrims are not considered as spiritual knowledge. It cannot lead to supreme knowledge. Neither it is by all sort of religious robes, knowledge, meditation and stubborn-mindedness. Excuse me. Sorry. Stubborn-mindedness, no one has ever met God. Says Nanak, those upon whom God showers His mercy are devotees of spiritual wisdom. एक बड़ा आश्चर्य है कि जब गुरु इतने अच्छे से सब कुछ बताते हैं, ना हम उसको सुनते ना समझते, और न जाने किन किन गुरुओं के पीछे पड़ जाते, और वो भी इन द सेम लैंड, हरियाणा। कि कितना क्लियरली बताया कि भेज बराबर होय रहा, भेद बराबर नाही, तोल बराबर घुंगची, मोल बराबर नाही। सोना पहले तोलने के लिए घुंगची जो गुंज उस रखाई जाती थी, वो तोलने में तुला में तो बराबर हो जाती थी, लेकिन मोल बराबर ना है। किसी ने पहन लिया वस्त्र तो दिखने में तो सच्चे संत से भी ज्यादा सुंदर दिख सकता है, लेकिन इट इज भेद बराबर ना है, रहस्य उसमें वो जाना नहीं। और इतनी बड़ी परंपरा सिखिज्म में मिली है कि 10 गुरु हुए, और बाद में फिर गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी को ही गुरु बना के स्थान पे रखा गया, और फिर भी लोग नहीं समझे। कबीर साहब भी वही कहते चले गए कि कैसे करूं, क्या करूं। ऐसा सिखिज्म कंसीडर स्पिरिचुअल नॉलेज हैज ग्रेट इंपॉर्टेंस, स्पेशली व्हेन इट अक्वायर थ्रू ट्रू गुरु। When it acquires through true guru, it is important. Otherwise, that knowledge is not spiritual knowledge. See how much difference, कितनी अलग तरह से उसको सेपरेट, कितने अलग अलग ढंग से। दिस इज नॉट दैट, दिस इज नॉट दैट। पिलग्रिमेजेस में विजिट करना नहीं, तीर्थाटन करना स्पिरिचुअल नॉलेज नहीं, अच्छे अच्छे कपड़े पहन के वर्शिप करना ये नहीं है। उसके बाद वो कहते हैं कि आप ना जब तक सच्चे गुरु से ज्ञान प्राप्त नहीं करते तब तक वो ज्ञान नहीं है। और फिर बाद में आगे कहेंगे कि योग करना भी ज्ञान नहीं है। योग में आप कितने ही दिनों तक समाधि लगा लो, कितने ही हजारों साल जी लो, आपने वो स्पिरिचुअल ज्ञान नहीं प्राप्त किया। इतने हद तक कहते, मतलब उसको प्यूरिफाई अलग अलग उसको बता दिया जाता है। Sikhism considers spiritual knowledge has great importance, especially when it acquired through Guru. With a beautiful example, Guru explains us about spiritual knowledge and how it is gained by the true Guru. He says, the mind is elephant, the Guru is elephant driver, and knowledge is Guru. Wherever the Guru drives mind, it goes. O Nanak, without the whip, the elephant wanders into the wilderness again and again. And says, O Nanak, without divine knowledge, one is plundered and devoured by messenger of death. तो जम के हाथ बिकाना, जम के हाथ बिक गया, तो ऐसा कहते हैं कि अगर ट्रू गुरु, सच्चे गुरु पातशाह से ज्ञान नहीं लिया तो जम के हाथ बिक गया। गुरु नानक देव जी says, from the Guru I have obtained the supremely powerful sword of spiritual wisdom. I have cut down the forts of duality and doubt, attachment, greed and ego. The ointment of Guru's spiritual wisdom has eradicated all doubts except the one Lord. I do not see any other at all. गुरु का नॉलेज द्वैत को नाश करता है, डुअलिटी को नाश करता है, संशय हरण, मंगलकरण, इस तरह से प्रार्थना की जाती है गुरु के, आप संशय हरण हो, आप मंगलकरण हो। ऐसा हो तभी जानिए कि गुरु मिला। अगर और ज्यादा संशय में जाते रहो, गुरु के संगत में भी जा रहे हो और संशय बार बार उत्पन्न भी हो रहा है, शांति भी नहीं मिल रही हो, तो सच्चे गुरु के पास नहीं हो, ये उसका कहना है। Without spiritual knowledge and true guru, it is not at all possible to obtain spiritual wisdom. It is stated in Sri Guru Granth Sahib that I am foolish and ignorant. I have no wisdom at all. From the true Guru, I have obtained understanding in my mind. Oh dear Lord, please be kind to me and grant me your grace. Let me committed to serving the true Guru. And the true Guru is fantastically valuable jewel of spiritual wisdom, blessed by God's mercy, peace found. With this, we can say that true spiritual knowledge is obtained only through true Guru, and it is possible only with the grace of God. In Sri Guru Granth Sahib, we find the urge for true spiritual knowledge is so strong that it says to a Muslim that should be your prayer to administrator justice, let the kalma be the knowledge of the unknowable Lord. Means whatever you pray, whatever your prayer may be, in whatever language it may be, it should lead to unknowable God for knowing, जानने के लिए उसको. Spiritual knowledge is like lenses, और actually I use lenses. काजल है, अंजन है, इसके अंदर विवेक का अंजन है, wisdom of our, और कहा कैसे में तो impure eyes, it changes the vision of world we used to see. This is another major point. After meeting true Guru, we cannot see the same world again. Guru says they all apply makeup to their eyes. There is little difference between their objectives. But those eyes to which ointment of spiritual wisdom is applied are approved and supreme, says Kabir. Now I know, my Lord, the Guru has blessed me with spiritual wisdom. I have met the Lord and I am emancipated within. Now my mind does not wander at all. Now I am going to sources of knowledge in Sikhism. Perception but obvious. Sikhism not only accepts perception in its common sense but also with special context to yogic perception, that is almost same according to Navya Nyaya philosophical concept of yogic perception in alaukic perception. According to Western philosophy, perception is defined as it is that knowledge which we perceive or experience through our senses. It is empirical knowledge. According to Nyaya philosophy, perception is defined as इंद्रिय सन्निकर्षण, अव्यपदेश, अव्यभिचारी, व्यवसायात्मकम ज्ञानम प्रत्यक्षम. This is the definition in Navya Nyaya philosophy. Knowledge generates by sense object contact with both sense organs and object. Indriya Sannikarsa, free from defects, means Brahmarahit. It is which is again two kind according to Prachina Nyaya, that is they are Savikalpa and Nirvikalpa. But according to Navya Nyaya, it is Laukika Pratyaksha and Alaukika Pratyaksha. Here in this article we need only Alaukik pratyaksha to some extent. It can be explained in this manner. We can say that in extraordinary perception, that is alaukika, the objects are not actually present to sense. In it, there is a special kind of sense object contact. Alaukika sannikarsha. Nyaya recognize three types of extraordinary perception, that is alaukika perception. सामान्य लक्षण, ज्ञान लक्षण and yogic लक्षण, three types. Then we need for this article directly this article we need only yogic perception. In Sant Mat it is believed that every sant is a bhakta and yogi and have some or the other kind of mystical or yogic experiences, such as hearing anahad nad or seeing jyoti or tasting sweet something. This is some seeing colors. This is some mystical experiences each and every sant has. So they talks about also in Ranade's book mysticism in Hindi संत की परंपरा, 5 हिंदी संत. In that book he is clearly saying about Kabir and all others, how they are experiencing mystical experiences. Now here yogi is not in the sense of hatha yogi. Guru says that the glory of God is sound current of the night, the celestial music of bliss and wisdom of Vedas. Speaking and listening, the silent stage and humble beings join together in realm of the sons. Spiritual wisdom, meditation, faith and charity are there. Their minds savor the taste of Nam, the Nam of Lord, chanting it. Sins are destroyed. This is the technology of yoga. Spiritual wisdom, devotion, intuitive knowledge of the Shabda and certain knowledge of essence of reality. Chanting and unbroken intensive meditation. This is some kind of spiritual mystical experiences described or given in the Sri Guru Granth Sahib. There are many more, but only one I took as an example here. The reasoning. Through pure reasoning, one can attain true knowledge. For example, either it is by deducting truths from existing knowledge, or by learning things a priori, discovering necessary truths such as mathematical truths, one can have true knowledge. Okay, in Sri Guru Granth Sahib, Guru explains certain aspects of reality by asking logical question and making hearer or reader to think on it. Guru says, how can the root, the source of knowledge, the source of all be realized? How can the soul know itself? How can sun enter into the house of moon? The Guru Mukh eliminates ego from within. Then, O Nanak, the sun naturally enters into the home of the moon. When the mind becomes steady and stable, it abides in the heart, and then Guru Mukh realizes the root, the source of all. This is the way Guru Granth Sahib speaks. This is the way Sant speaks. They are not philosophers. They are not theory makers. So they speak what they have experienced, and this is the way. This Shabda permits nucleus of the self deep within. It is on home. Light of this Shabda pervades the three worlds. Hunger for true Guru, true Lord, shall consume our pain, and through true Lord you shall be satisfied. The Guru Mukh knows the unstruck sound current of the Bani. How rare are those who understand. Says Nanak, one who speaks the truth is like in the color of truth. सत्य के रंग में रंगा हुआ होता. Which never fade away. एक बार जो सत्य के रंग में रंग गया उसका कलर कभी उतरता नहीं है. ऐसा testimony. Now this is again a big issue according to Nyaya or Indian philosophy, Western philosophy and Sant Mat. Testimony released on other to acquire knowledge and communicate it to us. Some deny the testimony can be a source of knowledge and instead that beliefs gained through testimony must be verified in order to be a knowledge. As stated above in the article, testimony is different in Western and Indian philosophy. We talked about that. In case of Sikhism, testimony is accepted as Bani in Sri Guru Granth Sahib. Testimony is accepted only what testimony, what Shabda Pramana, which is the Bani of Sri Guru Granth Sahib. Sikhism does not accept the authority of Veda. The followers believe in their Guru and thus the Bani of Guru. The word Shabda is used in Sri Guru Granth Sahib in very different sense. It is not testimony in general sense of the concept, but certainly it is a tool of knowledge, a milestone and guide in the journey of spiritual wisdom. Guru says, this is the essence of Shabda. Listen, you hermits and yogis, अवधूत और योगी, आप लोग सुनो. This is the essence of Shabda. This is the शब्द का सार सुनिए, शब्द का भेद सुनिए, ऐसा कहते हैं. Without the Naam, there is no yoga. Yoga in sense of unification with God. Unification with God is also not possible without Naam or Shabda. Serving true God and also meeting with the true Guru, he contemplates the word of the Shabda, serving the true Guru. This is the only acceptable disciplined meditation. दूसरा मेडिटेशन नहीं है जो शब्द के द्वारा किया जाता है. इट इज ओनली द अप्रूव्ड डिसिप्लिन मेडिटेशन इन सिखिज्म. ओ नानक, such a man disciplined meditation is honored in the court of the Lord. This means that with contemplation on Shabda, one can proceed towards God realization. It is definitely a tool of knowledge, source of knowledge Shabda, but not like Navya Nyaya, Prachin Nyaya or like in Western philosophy. This is purely new interpretation on Shabda is given. There are more, at least 3 sources of knowledge, namely Anumana, Upmana and Uladbasi, the upside down language. But I have to work on this because when I will speak on Anumana, then I need to check on Panchagavi Vakya and Hetu and all these things. So that I have to find it in through Guru Granth Sahib. So this is further paper I will develop. But another interesting thing I want to say is Uladbasi. Uladbasi is the source of knowledge. सुन के थोड़ा लगा होगा कि क्या कहना चाहती है. हकीकत में उन्होंने उलटबासी ऐसे शब्दों को क्यों यूज किया या इसे उसको अवरवाणी बोलते हैं या उलटबासी बोलते हैं. ऐसे शब्द, चिऊटी के पैर में डोरी से बंधा हाथी खींचा चला जा रहा है और दुंदुर राजा टिका हुए बैठे और हलधर करे खवासी और विषधर करे खवासी. जैसे दुंदुर राजा मतलब मेढक, वो राजा बन के बैठा है और उसकी रखवाली कौन कर रहा है, तो विषधर मतलब विषैला सांप उसकी गुलामी, उसकी रखवाली कर रहा है. हालांकि हम देखते हैं कि उसका वो भक्ष्य है, उल्टा होता है, लेकिन इन्होंने उल्टा क्यों कहा. इस पे सोचने पे मजबूर होते हैं, तब फिर हम सोचते कि ये कहना क्या चाहते हैं। और वो योगिक परिभाषा में बेल बिनु तुम्बा बिना फूले फल होय, मूल बिनु बेल, बेल बिनु तुम्बा बिना फूले, ये माया का स्वरूप बताया कि उसका मूल नहीं है, अनादि है, और उसके बिना वो फैल गई है। और बिना फूले फल होए, वो तो फूल उसको उगाई नहीं और फल प्राप्त हो रहा है। तो ये क्या चीज है, इसको किस तरह से किया जाए? तो ये रीजनिंग और इससे उलटबाजी से भी डायरेक्ट इनडायरेक्ट, दिस इज अ स्ट्रॉन्ग सोर्स ऑफ नॉलेज इन फॉर मिस्टिकल एक्सपीरियंसेस, फॉर योगिक एक्सपीरियंसेस एंड फॉर डिस्क्राइबिंग। संतों ने ऐसा क्यों कहा? एक सबसे पहले उल्टी बात क्या कह रहे, क्यों कह रहे? तो यहाँ से शुरू होती वो चीज। तो अच्छा ये कहना चाहते, वहां तक जैसे हाथ पकड़ के ले जाते हैं, इस तरह से दिस इज ऑल्सो अ सोर्स ऑफ नॉलेज। एंड माय पेपर एंड्स हियर। थैंक यू सो मच।